Hi, my name is John. I'm a Belgian physical therapist, and welcome to postureplan's Feel Good in Your Back course. We'll start by looking at what muscles keep our back hunched forward. Let's start by talking about shoulders. So, when our shoulders are often rolled forward, it might be subconscious or it might be because we go too often to the gym, but that position means that the muscles that would normally pull our shoulders forwards are shortened. And over time, shortened muscles can become tense and can have a hard time relaxing and being pulled back in the opposite direction. So we need to learn to relax those muscles that would pull our shoulders forwards before we can learn to actively pull our shoulders back. The main muscles that pull our shoulders forwards are the pectoralis major and the pectoralis minor. Muscles tend to have two main insertions, and when they tighten, they bring those bones or those two structures closer together. The first insertion of the pectoralis major is going to be the medial part of the clavicula and the sternum. And the second one is going to be on the humerus, or more precisely on the lateral lip of the intertubercular sulcus of the humerus. When it tightens, the pectoralis major pulls the arm up, in, and rotates it inward. The second muscle is the pectoralis minor. This one attaches from the third to the fifth rib and then goes to the coracoid process of the scapula. Now, this insertion on the scapula is on the shoulder blade, so this one is directly responsible for pulling the shoulder forward. We're going to learn to stretch this muscle, but first, I think we could learn to feel it, which might help us get to know our body more, and we could also help the muscle relax a bit. Some people will find this awkward, but we're going to try and feel in between our clavicula, shoulder, and pec. If you put your finger here, you might feel a bone structure, which is the coracoid process of the scapula. Even if you're in the whereabouts, that's okay. Then we're going to go inward and down, and that's the trajectory of the pectoralis minor. Now I'm going to apply pressure. I'm going to apply a bit less pressure than I would need to put a dent in an apple. And I'm going to press and release, and I'm going to go through the trajectory of that pectoralis minor. And if you do the same thing, why don't you try that now, and you'll find that at some place it's really tense. At least a lot of people will have tension in this muscle because it's a bit overlooked. So we can spend 15 seconds putting pressure and releasing and massaging this muscle, especially the part that's the most tender. Now let's do the same on the other side. We can now do a little massage for these muscles. That also includes the pectoralis major. So we're going to start at the insertion of the pectoralis minor, and then we're going to pinch the muscle mass that's there and release, and pinch and release, and go down, further down the pectoralis minor and the pectoralis major, and then go back up for 15 seconds. We can now do the same thing on the other side. Now, to stretch these muscles, we're going to need to find a door frame. What we're going to do is we're going to put our arm up against it at about 90 degrees, and we're going to take a step forward. If your door frame is big enough for you to do this on both sides, you can. Here I've got a mirror blocking me, so I'm going to do it side by side. And then you're going to take a step forward, and hopefully you should feel a stretch in your pectoral muscles. We're going to hold the stretch for 20 seconds. Now, if like me, you have to stretch both sides, you can pause this video and take 20 seconds to stretch the other side. What we want to do now is, because of the insertions of the pectoral muscles, there's actually quite a few fibers that have different orientations. So we want to try and find those that are most tense. To do so, we can lift our arm a bit higher than 90 degrees and restart the stretch. And then we'll go a bit lower and restart the stretch. We'll do 20 seconds for both. And now we'll try lower. Don't hesitate to try a few different heights until you find one that's the most sensitive. Nice. Let's find out now about what muscle keeps our lower back in. When we talk about people who have their lower back too far rolled in, this is generally because a muscle in our hips is tight. And I'm talking about the iliopsoas. This muscle is actually a combination of two muscles. The two muscles start in a different place and then they join together and have the same insertion. One part of the muscle is called the iliacus, and it starts in the iliac fossa. The second muscle is called the psoas major, and I'll put the names of the insertions here, but basically it inserts on the lumbar vertebrae. Then both of these muscles join together and they insert on the lesser trochanter of the femur, which is right here. And when these muscles contract, they pull the leg up and in external rotation. This muscle helps us lift up our knees. But because we often sit, what we're doing is we're actually bringing the insertions of these muscles closer. And if we sit for many hours a day, over time, this muscle can become tense. And when we stand, rather than lift the knee up, it will pull the lower back inward. So for this reason, we need to learn to stretch this muscle. And to do so, we're going to need a little bit of flat ground. Once you've found some floor space, we're going to go on one knee. And we are going to keep our back straight and try and move forwards with our body. Normally we should feel a stretch around about here. Once you feel the stretch, it shouldn't be painful, but it can be uncomfortable. We'll hold it for 30 seconds. Now we can do it on the other side. Nice. I'll see you in the next video.